Hello, 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 everyone. Good morning. This is pre-recorded, but it is still morning time here, and it's going to be airing as the morning time in California is hitting. Of course, that's going to be different wherever you're watching from and when you're watching it. My name is Jennifer Hart, and I'm a connector and a soul guide. I'm the creator and founder of the Connected Soul Network. We have an amazing Facebook group, which we would love for you to join us in there. And we also have a beautiful community and membership that is open for all access passes to attend all of our upcoming events that we have. So I always like to start out and invite people to check it out. You can just go to my website, jenniferhart.com, and check out and see. I need to make like a quiz or something like, are you an explorer? Just someone who I am on a personal level, bettering myself, exploring myself, discovering who I am, why I am the way I am, what's happening in my subconscious mind, what are the patterns and habits that I have, what are the patterns and habits I want to create, right? Health, finances, I don't know. We have lots of stuff going on that you can explore for yourself. And then we have guides. Guides are any type of practitioner, coach, healer, business support services that helps guide people that are in business and on the path of personal development and growth and spirituality to become the best version of themselves through learning, healing, growing, and achieving their dreams, their goals, their peace status, their internal love status, or their unconditional love status is what I should say, because that goes in perfect today with our topic and our guest. So this is me. Thank you for joining us. I always love to hear, how did you find your way here? I think the universe drops these videos. I trust that the universe places these videos in front of the people who need to hear them, whether it's that you need to meet my guest, maybe you need to join us in the network, or it's just a message for you to hear today. And you are going to get something out of it in some way, shape, or form. I always trust that. And if you're here, you're in the right place. Thank you for joining us, and say hello. Okay, let's get started. I want to tell you a little bit about our guest today, Jamie London. Jamie's a leader of love, serving leaders of love. I love that. He's the organizer, leader of love, and gratitude guide for the Global Gratitude March, which is what we are going to be talking about today. Their purpose is to anchor the remembrance of unconditional love back into Gaia and the collective. Jamie's an unconditional love coach. Now you understand why I said that earlier. A gratitude guide and a healer. People feel unconditionally loved by him, allowing for them to feel safe, to discover, reignite, and to take action. Jamie's Awakening happened in 2015. He founded Trannabis, LLC, and Wake-In. We're going to learn more about all of that right now. Welcome, Jamie.
Namaste. Thank you so much for having me, Jennifer. I'm so excited.
Thank you. I'm excited. So we are here today specifically to talk about your upcoming Global Gratitude March. That is a movement that you channeled and created, and it's going to be an annual thing. So we're going to get into the details of that. But I always like to start with how I was telling people, like, tell me how you got here as far as like finding this video. I always like to tell people how my guests got here. And so Jamie and I were connected through our amazing friend Akam. And what is so cool about my meeting with Akam is that I did an interview with someone else, and that person shared it to Akam and to just like get to know the person I was interviewing better. And Akam found me and was like, I want to get connected and do interviews and, you know, like see what's going on in the Connected Soul Network. And so that it was so random, but that's the power of the universe. And I freaking love that story. And then Akam was like, you have to meet my friend Jamie. They're amazing. And so here we are today. And I love that. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, Akam is a great connection point for sure.
Shout out to Akam.
Yeah, Akam would. Everyone go look him up.
Yes, amazing. So first, before we dive into the Global Gratitude March, tell me just a little bit about yourself and kind of what brought you here to this point today to create the Global Gratitude March?
Sure. So I'm going to jump right into that tri-awakening that was mentioned there, because that tri-awakening also is how I got now to Awaken. So this tri-awakening happened in a split second, truly is what it felt like for me, where I was dealing with a very big, serious health crisis, an identity crisis. And I'm using these phrases as who I was then, how I felt about it then, as well as a spiritual crisis, if you will. I had no spiritual guidance or faith, and I was deeply suicidal. I was in 10 out of 10 pain. They literally didn't know what was going to happen with me. I had not yet transitioned from female to male, and so I had completely, like, just shriveled up inside, scared and uncomfortable in my body that was already in so much pain physically, but also in so much pain on every other level because I didn't align with the body that I was in. And going on that journey, I came to a point where I said, you know, enough is enough. Like, I don't understand. I thought I was here to help people. I truly believe from a very young age, and people who are older in my life who speak about me from a very young age, they usually put their hand like this, as like low next to them, as to when it became evident that I was here to help people and that I was always very nurturing. And I couldn't understand how I'm going to be bedridden for potentially the rest of my life, but actually help people. And I said, and prayed. It was my first time really like consciously praying. And I said, listen, whoever is there, God, I need you to get me out of this bed. I need you to show me why this is happening. I need to understand, because I don't want to be here anymore if I can't fulfill in my purpose. And it was not that movie moment where I, like, you know, Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, like, jumped out of bed and immediately started dancing on my way. However, as you can, I mean, I'm seated right now, but like, I'm very much standing and moving person who is incredibly grateful to be alive. And within that moment, my worlds and awareness converged, because I can't really still describe what it was to receive this message, but it was all encompassing and it changed me forever. I was legitimately not the same person after that point. And to me, there is absolutely no going back to before that moment in time. So in that time for me, I became spiritual. That was me receiving it and accepting my connection. That was me believing in myself again. That was me getting a yes to me having a purpose. That was me getting a yes to all of this was not for nothing. Fast forward, as a New Yorker born and raised in the midst of all of that, and after that realization, I ended up moving to Los Angeles for 6 years in order to frankly leave behind a lot of things that were in New York that were making it challenging for me to transition, to find myself, to feel well. I kind of maxed out of everything that Western medicine had to offer me, and I wanted something more. I needed stable weather, I needed open minds, and I needed medicines and thought processes that were not at the time remotely where California is. Like, let's just be real here. So I went to LA, had a transformative time, and within that process, I met Akam through Clubhouse. And within that process, I got into a coaching program. And through this coaching program, I started to evaluate what it was to share my gifts that were escalating. I was becoming a Reiki practitioner. I was becoming a Tai Chi and Qigong instructor, all of these different modalities and excitements. I was channeling light language, doing all of these things, having extra-dimensional experiences that were all piling on. And I had like no guidance on any of this until Clubhouse. And that community really helped to branch out my world. And in this coaching process, this program, I started to transform Trannabis, which initially became something that was focused around integrating the LGBTQ AI2S plus community into the cannabis community, now suddenly shifted into something that was about waking in, that nothing is outside of ourselves. Because I realized in that moment that tri-awakening was actually me waking in. And as someone who now believes that we are all one, I needed to transform and shift what I was doing. It was not serving my bigger vision, my bigger purpose. In the middle of the pandemic, pretty early on, I proceeded to have my first mushroom journey experience that was deeply intentional and healing. And within that, I received the download that the key to the universe was unconditional love. And that my purpose in this lifetime was to help in anchoring the remembrance of unconditional love back into Gaia and the collective. And so I took this through the coaching program, eventually came in to Wake-In. Program ended. I had a lot of series of a year of traumatic experiences throughout that had me leave Los Angeles. Still love Los Angeles, grateful, back in New York now. And through this process of being back in New York, I had a much more challenging transition back here than I ever imagined, and burned out. And I didn't even realize that I burned out, even though I'm a coach that helps with that. I didn't realize that I was burnt out. And then suddenly I was like, oh, Jamie, you're burnt out. And I cried. I sat here in my healing room and I cried and I meditated and I prayed. And I was like, listen, if you do not tell me what I need to do next, I'm going to put all of this on the back burner and I'm going to go to massage school. I kid you not. This is what I said. I'm still considering going to massage school, but that's a different story. So I say this essentially as a respectful demand to source, to the collective, that I have put in this effort. My turn now. I want some clarity. And Buddha consciousness came down and said 3 words: Global Gratitude March. And I was like, what? I mean, even right now saying that, my whole body vibrates. But I had this whole Kundalini activation, bottom up, just shot at me, all this energy. And I can't make this up. I truly went from totally burnt out, depressed, not feeling excited about life in that moment, which is a very core thing of Jamie. I'm a manifesting generator. I'm always excited. And it just reignited. It was like a burst from my heart, just blew out of me, and I knew exactly what needed to do. And I just got funnels of information and immediately took action. Found out that September 21st was World Gratitude Day, and started to post about it and see if people were interested. And the interest was there. And I truly believe that us raising the collective consciousness together as a collective of gratitude will change the world permanently.
I love that. Yes, yes, yes. And I have lots of questions. Okay. I didn't want to interrupt you. My first question is, when you say wake in, do you mean waking within ourselves? Is that what you mean? Okay. I just wanted to clarify that. So waking within ourselves, waking the inside, and knowing that the answers are all in there through connection with ourselves and with source, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you. And so my question is, because take you back to the beginning of when you were sharing about your catalyst and your journey of the tri-awakening, what did you believe before, if anything? Did you not believe in a higher power, or what did that look like? I'm curious.
It wavered. So I was born in the city, but I was mostly raised in Westchester in a town called Scarsdale. And this is a very predominantly Jewish town that's quite large. And there's various degrees of religion and spirituality, but spirituality in the openness and expansiveness that I understand, and love it today, that was not guided. It was kind of painted like your picture is you're this type of Jew or you're this type of Jew, or you're not Jewish, and then we're going to let your sex do your thing. And then my family was a mixture of people who believe in absolutely nothing. And and my immediate family and several other aspects of our family are Jewish on both sides. And so it was Well, I would say that my dad would have referred to us back in the day. He would say that we were culinary Jews. In other words, we like somewhat participated in the traditions. We focused a lot on the food and the togetherness. There wasn't a lot of like going to temple. I was not at the time bat mitzvah. I haven't been bar mitzvah. Like none of these sorts of things. And though I am extremely grateful that I was given the option from my parents as to what direction I wanted to go into, and they supported me in going to my birthright experience, outside of that, I felt like I had no guidance outside of what my peripheral was. So it was movies, it was TV, it was people around me who were going through it and shaped how I looked at these things. And when I was on my birthright trip, I had a very traumatic experience whereby I had a huge fight with the rabbi for being, at the time, a queer woman, and basically told that I wasn't going to be accepted. And so that sort of shifted a lot, because I went out there to figure out how I felt about these things. So before this tri-awakening, my beliefs were that I was rejected. My beliefs were that family was left behind and things were taken, because we had family that was lost in the Holocaust. We had family that survived the Holocaust, but everything was taken. My beliefs were that religion is not something that's unconditionally loving, and therefore that God is not unconditionally loving. And I think that I just removed myself outside of extreme moments where I felt like I was desperate, frankly, for a higher power, for something better, for some form of improvement and guidance. Like outside of that, it was not good. it was not a great experience that I was having. And there is a right or wrong or great or good way to have this experience, but what I can say for sure is it didn't feel good.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. I learned so much about you and I didn't know this already. So I guess there was a reason why I felt called to ask that question, because I think a lot of people are questioning, that's part of what I said at the beginning when I was introducing myself and the network. It's like discovering who we are without being told who we are. So people are born into religions and told this is your religion and this is what you need to go and do and how it goes. And so thank you for sharing that. And people can discover and explore for themselves. And I had similar things, my one side of my family is a Mormon background, the other side is Catholic. Fortunately for me, my parents were kind of like, nah, like we're more spiritual within ourselves than religious. And they allowed me to choose and explore. And I went to lots of churches and it just never felt right for me. And when I heard the term agnostic, which was like, I believe in something, but I'm not sure what, I'm kind of questioning everything. I was like, oh my God, this is me. And so, yeah, for me, it has been that journey. And then as I had my spiritual awakening, I started to connect. It's almost like that spiritual awakening happens us to shake us and be like, we're here. Like, and when I say we're, I mean like source, God, guides, whatever you call it, the universe. We're here and we're ready to connect with you. Like, wake up, or wake in, as you said. So very cool. And maybe someone watching this right now can really relate, and they might be going through their own identity crisis of religion or spirituality or gender or whatever that case may be. And, it's just being curious and exploring and discovering for yourself. So thank you for sharing that. Okay. And then I just wanted so some people might not know you use the term Gaia, which is my cat's name. And it also is referring to Mother Earth, right? Okay. I just like I always think of my interviews, who was I when I was first waking up? And I would have no idea. I'd be like, who the fuck's Gaia?
100%. I channel so much in these interviews that I was like, did I even say Gaia? But like, yeah,
You
totally
did.
tracks. Like it tracks for sure.
Yeah, because I take notes to bring us back, because I also think of, a lot of my market and people that might be watching this are people who are explorers like me when I first started. And so I always like to just define the terms as spirituality 101 along the way, right? All right. So let's fast forward now to, you got this channeled like purpose. You got reinvigorated with, you were kind of feeling down and depressed in your own life. And then all of a sudden it was like Global Gratitude March, and you relit up, and it gave you purpose. Can mean so many different things, but this became one of your current purposes of many. And now you are putting together this freaking huge event that you just channeled, like, I don't even know, maybe a couple of months ago, max. Yeah. And I remember you talked to me about it, and I was like, I think it's doable. And from my experience, I would go with online for the first one, and next year and all the years after, expand it, make it in person. It's going to be great. But let's talk about what this year looks like. So the Global Gratitude March, we know, was a channeled event that came to you. And just, can you list of why this is so important for people to be aware of and to participate in? And yeah, just the purpose and intention.
Absolutely. The purpose is to raise the collective consciousness here on Earth, although it will expand, but here on Earth within the collective of gratitude. And this is important because gratitude, no matter how one perceives it, is something everyone can have. It's not something that needs to be taken from someone. There doesn't need to be some resistance. It's not about anything else other than the fact that you are choosing to feel grateful about something. It's free to be grateful, and it's freeing to be grateful. And we have even proof that gratitude saves lives. It, in fact, has been a huge part of my story of choosing to remain here, because a dear friend of mine in my darkest times would say to me, what are 3 things you're grateful for? And that is something that now my team, every single day, first thing when I open my eyes, I text the team, namaste, grand rising, what are 3 things you're grateful for? Because that shifts the way that we wake in and the way that we come into the world and how we present ourselves and how we feel. And so every single being on this planet is invited to show up and participate and receive and provide into this beautiful event. It's going to be 4 hours where we are going to raise this consciousness. This is not something that's going to feel challenging. This is something that is going to be fun and healing and fueling, and you will not be alone. And we are in person and virtual this year. We're in person in small groups, which everyone who desires to host within their space or a space, reach out, because you will be a Gratidor, which is our ambassador for the Global Gratitude March, or GGM for short. And in doing this, it enables you to all come into the live stream, where we're going to be streaming live for the whole event on your favorite platforms, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, etc. And we will make sure that it is accessible, so that way we can experience things in person together with who you're around, and also online around the world. There's going to be, of course, a replay. So no matter when you get to access this, it's going to be something that lives, an energetic that lives in perpetuity, that you can always receive from and add to. So that is the intention, the purpose, and we're excited.
Oh my gosh, beautiful. Okay, so I do want to just comment. I was looking over at I have the Hawkins scale over here of the different frequencies of emotions and feelings, and gratitude is not on the one I have printed. But I want to tell people too why gratitude is so powerful is because it's a high vibing frequency. And when we're in the frequency and the vibe of gratitude, things just are harmonic, they work easier, we're more grateful, and it creates more love and peace and joy. And it is, from my experience, because you said that's what helped you to choose to stay on earth here and not take your own life, but I have tried to also implement gratitude as well. When I have been feeling, there's times I've been depressed in the last, however many years. And it was hard. I always had something to be grateful for, but it was like, just even finding these small things, especially myself after traveling to third world countries that don't have the conveniences and the systems that we have here in the US. Like, I am so grateful now every day for a warm bed to sleep in, a roof over my head, air conditioning, heat, clean water, hot water, like all of these small things that sometimes I didn't get to enjoy because they don't have them. And I'm like, it really makes you understand how grateful we should be here. But sometimes we don't realize that those small things can be things that we can put on our gratitude list daily. And every day when I would be feeling very down and depressed, I would just write down these things to help, remind myself that I have so much to be grateful for. Money in my bank account, whatever, the amount is. There's so many things. A friend to call, a parent to hug. So yes, and it always would help me to raise my vibe. And then I would just rinse and repeat, continue, continue, continue. And when I am feeling extreme gratitude, holy crap, like the stuff I see that flows to me, connections, people, love, support, financial abundance, like all of these amazing things. So I think what you're doing and honoring this day and getting people together and honoring it even after the day is just going to be huge. And I support it 100%, which is why we're here today. I wanted to get the word out and I wanted to help and assist in any way that I can. And the best way that I can right now is by doing press, as you called it earlier. And I was like, I love that. And I don't think I mean, you might have told me previously you had a journalism background, but either you did or I forgot. I don't know. But I was like, of course, that's why he would call it the press, which is so fun. So, with that being said, I'm going to ask anybody, if you're watching this right now, please share this video and help us to spread the word about the Global Gratitude March. It's an online event. You can do in person. You're looking for Gratidors, ambassadors, right? To be able to host at their house for people to physically come together. And when people come together with a shared intention and a shared purpose, whether it's online, after the fact, watching a replay, or especially in person, there is so much more frequency and vibration that happens with that. And I've experienced that also on my travels, going into a church and everybody is singing or chanting at the same time. Holy vibrational frequency. Like, even though I was not a religious person, I would still go to experience it and be curious and see and get into someone else's world. And I could literally feel like my body and my energy is like, whoa, because the power of coming together to do something for a shared intention and purpose is phenomenal. And it is so powerful. So my next question is, what would people, if they're going to attend this event, what should they expect during this 4-hour event?
Oh, it's going to be so much fun. So, first and foremost, you are definitely going to expect participating within the co creating of this gratitude field, if you will. But we're going to have everything from powerful speakers sharing their gratitude story. I'm going to speak a little bit. We have Jessica Guisabal, Unconditional Self Love Path Goddess. We have Mercury. We have Sophia Manarolis. We have Reverend Lee Height. We have Akam is going to be speaking as well, Akam Wood. We have Sabo Shen. We're going to have an Andean gratitude ceremony at the beginning for an hour, which is going to be led by the Tampu Project. We have a sound bath, a group meditation that I'm going to be guiding, as well as one that Samantha Kaler is going to be guiding. We have a gratitude workshop with Mishka Padia, which is going to be powerful for the inner child. We have a global group Reiki circle led by my Reiki master, Brandy Culver, which is going to be amazing. There's going to be, it's a family-friendly event, so we're going to have actually a puppet show performance and talk with Mercury, and actually somehow I got involved in this myself, and it's going to be fun. There's going to be an art experience for kids of all ages. We actually have a comedy section with Yvonne Dellet, which is going to be amazing. There's going to be space for sharing and for being grateful. We're going to dance for gratitude because we have a global gratitude march playlist. So we're actually going to have a little silent dance. And then we're going to eventually end with a little march, walk, roll around the block or two for those who are desiring and able. That is a choice because we want to be able to move that energy. And that's going to be a silent walk and march because the quietness that is in existence in gratitude and even being grateful for that, right? Like if you think about these third world countries and we think about, or even just any wartime anywhere where we're thinking about bombs, but especially in these places where it's all the time. That is just something that they hear all the time are these bombs and these emergency alarms and things. You know, that's not my world here in Brooklyn. And I'm finally in a space that is quiet, and I'm so grateful for the quiet because when we have that quiet, we can hear ourselves that much louder. So it's going to be a very loud and also quiet event where we are going to connect in a way that will promote freedom and unconditional love and balance and healing and joy. It's the event that I'm most proud to be a part of. And people keep calling this my event. And I keep saying, this is truly our event. This is not my event. And it's not because I'm not a leader of love who could take that on. It's because it's really not just about me. And also, you are all me. And I'm you. And we're each other. And so everyone showing up matters. If you're questioning whether this event is for you or that we are welcome, if you're concerned that it's going to be spiritual X or religious Y or whatever else, we have done everything possible to make this event as inclusive and unconditionally loving as possible. Come as you are. There is nothing more that you need. I mean, there will be a couple things we'll suggest that you bring for fun, but like there's nothing more that you need. You just need to be you.
I love that. And what I hear is this is interactive. So it's not like, oh, I'm just coming and I'm sitting in front of the screen for 4 hours. There's dancing, there's singing, there's puppet shows. It's family friendly. There's healing involved and just tapping into the frequency of self-love, unconditional love, connectedness between us as all individuals, as well as source and ourselves. And there's what you said, a couple more things, art experience too. So this is all phenomenal. And the one thing I wanted to share is my friend had sent me this Instagram reel, and it was talking about how the power and frequency of one person raising their vibration. If you look at the Hawkins scale, is what I have posted on my wall over here. If you can get into enlightenment, peace, joy, and love are the top 4 frequencies on that list. If one person brings themselves and their vibration up to that level, it actually cancels out a bunch of people, multiple people that are freaking vibrating on the lower frequency, which is why attending and participating in something like this is so important because we can't control other people. We can only control ourselves. And if we can focus, this is my personal thoughts of my mission is like, and I'm sure you subscribe to the same and same way, shape, or form, is that if we focus on ourselves and healing and more love and more gratitude and peace and joy, we overall, which you said this, raise the consciousness together. And so that's why events like this are so important. So thank you for putting it on. And I wanted to just share that point that if somebody feels called to attend, that them raising themselves cancels out a bunch of these other, let me tell you what the low vibrating ones are. Shame, guilt, apathy, and grief and fear are all the bottom ones. And we all know we got a lot of that going on. COVID is coming back, right? Oh, there's COVID again. And then the wars, like you were saying, the news, and just always constantly putting these things in our face. And there are things like this happening, and it is natural to be this, but we can help just by raising our own vibe. And I know that sounds crazy if you're like new to this type of work, but it's true. And there are studies and research that have been done on it. So I wanted to just share that as a reinforcement of why this is so important. Okay, so let's talk about, is there anything else you want to share about the actual event itself? Because I would like to also take the time here to ask for help and support from people, of people that watch this that might be able to, how can people help and support? But before we do that, is there anything else you want to share about the actual event?
Yeah, wear green. We're inviting you to wear green.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, we got green on today.
Yeah, especially, so sage green and purple are the two main colors that resonate both within my brand, but also for the event. And the purpose behind that is very intentional. Green is the color of the heart chakra. Sage green is honoring of the sage. For those who aren't familiar with the idea of the sage, it's someone who holds great wisdom. So whether that's coming from wisdom from your life experience or education that you've taken or whatever it may be, it's about your own inner wisdom and your inner strength. And so we're inviting everyone to share that, to become their own leader of love, to realize how much they are a leader of love inside. And being a leader of love doesn't mean that one does not follow. We're all followers, we're all leaders. You know, that's where the purple comes in. Purple is the color of power and intuition, of the third eye. So that's our awareness. And bringing this together, thinking of it as our heart awareness and what we can do once we become aware of our heart and our power that is held there. Gratitude is an unconditionally loving action. And it's something that you can do in a second or 60 seconds if you feel like taking the hashtag 60 seconds of gratitude challenge. You can rattle off in 60 seconds as many things as you're grateful for as possible and share it with that hashtag and see how you ask yourself how you feel after that. It's going to make your day. You'll see.
I love that. Okay, so just to recap, the Global Gratitude March is online for everybody and can also be in person. If you have someone that wants to coordinate or already there are people coordinating, it's on September 21st, 4 p.m. Pacific time, because I'm Pacific, and then 7 p.m. Eastern time is the start, you're Eastern. It's going to be 4 hours and people should wear green. And then they can go to your website and they can check out Wake-In.com. And then if you look, it's on there under the Global Gratitude March. And you can see all the details there. Do people have to register to attend? No.
Absolutely not. You show up at your favorite platform. I will say it's not going to be on Instagram because Instagram isn't playing nicely with us in this way, but we're going to be using StreamYard and blasting out to anywhere. If you need captions, we recommend YouTube for sure.
Okay, so people that would like closed captioning should watch on YouTube. Let's remind me after this to chat about Instagram because I think there are options available for you. Okay, and then let's talk about what kind of help and support if people are like, I'm there and I want to help and support to get this out to people and to be part of something bigger and a movement. What kind of help and support are you still needing? How can people get involved?
Amazing. Thank you for asking. So there's a lot of ways to get involved. First and foremost, of course, you can become a Gratidor. So, right, we can all be Gratidors by choosing to be an ambassador of gratitude and love in our day-to-day lives. And also in this particular context, a Gratidor is someone who's either willing to share social media or participate within the team, such as helping, we need help with tech for the day of. We're still looking for a sound healer. We're still another sound healer. We're still looking for ASL interpreters and anybody who wants to promote out. But if you choose to host in your space, even if it's a commitment of I'm going to have my partner and our children, for example, and we're gonna sit and we're committed to doing this and being involved, that is being a Gratidor. And we have a team literally set up to help you make sure that you do this in the way that excites you the most and has you feel like you have no stress and all the fun and ease into joining in. It's going to be super easy. This is a free event. Free. There's a reason for that. And there's no money. Every single person who's involved has volunteered. No one is getting paid because that's not what this is about this time, which is not right or wrong about money. It's that's not the intention of this event. This event is being put together by people who truly believe in gratitude and unconditional love and are here to serve you, here to serve the collective. So that's what we need. And if you're someone who's like, I want to do something, but I don't know what I can provide, a Gratidor is a really easy way to get involved. Reach out.
And then how should people reach out if they want to get involved, whether it's being a Gratidor or one of these other roles that you need assistance with?
Couple ways to do that. So number one, you can go to that was listed there before on Wake-In, and you'll be able to actually see a box where you'll be able to fill in your information of how and you want to get involved, and we'll get right back to you. You can also email me at wakein2love@gmail.com, or you can go and follow at Wakein2love or Wake-In on whatever platforms you love. Or Jamie London Wollberg, and you'll be able to find me and you can message me there. We're ready. We're ready to empower and support you within your boundaries and your excitement of what you want to provide. Everyone on this team has had that opportunity, and so do you.
Yes. And I will say that, I want to help, and I'm also very clear of not overcommitting anymore. I'm working on that. And Jamie has been amazing and is like, yeah, totally. And this is the thing I love about the spiritual community, or at least the spiritual community I associate with, is that we get it. We understand. We want to love and support each other, and we have to do it in the best way that aligns for us. So they are totally open to that. I would just like to know, so an ASL interpreter is a sign language interpreter, in case someone does not know what we're speaking of. And I don't know, it sounds like you're looking for a couple of them. So maybe they take shifts probably, because it is a 4-hour event. So if you know an ASL interpreter, please tag them or share this with them. And then a tech person, what does the tech person look like? I think it's good to know. It's very broad. Let's break it down a little bit more. So, because I'm like, oh my God, am I going to have to tech a 4-hour event? Are you doing shifts? What are you thinking?
Totally. So I'm predominantly looking for someone to run the StreamYard chats and banner and all of the behind the scenes on that, as well as for the Zoom. It's not that I won't be able to do some of that. And I'm also hosting the day and participating and serving. And I have to care for the whole team, right? Which I love. That's my role. So I want to be able to be in my highest, in my role, in my zone of genius. And so I want to make sure that there is someone who can do this. Ideally, someone who is in New York who can come to Brooklyn. However, if not, this is something we could probably navigate virtually as well by just giving them the power to have that hosting power. And the next level of that is anybody who wants to help with the production aspect. So if you have equipment and you're like, Jamie, we're ready to help you take this to the absolute next level, we're so ready for you. We're so ready for you, because this is going to be as big as it's divinely meant to be in this year, and it's already successful, not only because we've determined that it's successful, but because every single person who has chosen to participate in this event has been sharing with me daily about things that are happening for them in their lives. And it's become a supportive family whereby some people who previously felt alone, much like many do before they join in on your network, they now know that they have people that they can count on, who are literally there. We literally have someone on the team who's specifically there just to emotionally support.
I love that. That's amazing. And here's the thing. So what I know to be true is that when we commit to something, the change starts to happen. It's not about the day of event. It's about what happens up to that event as well, and setting those intentions and expectations, or expectations is not the right word, but how you said, we've determined it's successful. And we start to be the person that's needed to put on that event or participate in whatever way. And I saw that happen with Shasta, our Mount Shasta event that we just did, for myself and everybody that came, whether they were a participant, a guest, or a guide at the event. And so that is so, so, so true. Also, so the headquarters is in Brooklyn, New York, right? Just want to say that. So you are looking for actual assistance in New York, and you can use online tech assistance. And I will say, as someone who's done a lot of online events now, that having those support people really makes a difference. Like I could not do my monthly networking event called To Connect without having my tech support people. And even then, like there's still when they're not there, I can feel how it affects me and being able to show up in my best and highest self. And so this is the beauty of connecting together and sharing our gifts, because there's someone whose gift is doing tech support and they enjoy it and they love it and they're good at it. And I'm like, great, I just want to host and have fun and connect with the people. So please, if you have any interest, even if you're not sure it's for you, reach out and just have a conversation and see, because it may be not, maybe it's next year. Who knows where connections can take us? And if you just stay open and curious and put yourself out there, magic happens. That's how magic happens. Okay, and then let's talk about the sound healer spot. So you said a sound healer, and you told me earlier it was 2 15-minute windows. What else would you want to add to that?
That's it. I mean, it's 2 15-minute windows where you're going to be collaborating. One is the Reiki segment, and one is the segment where I'm going to be guiding a channel meditation called the Hallway of Gratitude. And it's going to be something that is, within what is divinely coming through for you. Like, we're here to support you in your genius. This is not to say that I don't have other options. This is me saying this is a call to action. I very strongly desire to have the shared intentional frequency channeled into the moment from someone who aligns and resonates. And if that is you, it would be a deep honor to talk to you and see if there is alignment.
Amazing. And they can be online, correct?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, they don't need. I mean, anybody who wants to come, for sure, who's performing, absolutely, we're welcoming, and then we'll support them in that way. But absolutely, they can be anywhere in the world.
Okay, that just opens up so many possibilities, because I know so many people that are sound healers, and we're sending this to the universe. Please send it to the people who need to hear it, that they can get involved and showcase their gifts and their talents. And I see that so many healers and practitioners, they just want to be in their gift. So this is the perfect opportunity. And maybe they haven't done something like this, so they're going to be able to step outside of their comfort zone and expand themselves and give back and give to a greater purpose. So, and then the last thing is press and promotions, like people sharing the event. Anybody can do that. So sharing this video. And do you have things, I'm just getting this right now, but do you have any spot on the website that people can download or get like the press kit to share the things? I just had that thought. So maybe that could be done. I don't know.
I don't. That is something definitely that can be done if that is something that people are looking to have. We are asking for those who are not on team, unless they're really hosting their own event, to focus on sharing what we have put out, because we have the live stream event literally already on all the platforms. So
Yeah.
people can go right now and subscribe or RSVP or whatever they want, so that way they're reminded. But it will be there. They're pinned across all of the accounts. It's the number one pin, so that way everyone knows where to go. And sharing that is like no different than you like handing an invitation or a flyer to someone.
Yeah.
But definitely, I can put that up there for sure.
I was thinking you can make it as simple as a Google Drive that people can go into, like those images you sent me. Just throw those in the Google Drive where people can easily save it and share it on the social media, in the stories, on Instagram, on Facebook as a post, to get more people aware, right? Because the big piece is we put all this work into events. We need people to attend them, right? And to watch, whether it's live. Live is the best, I'll just say, because it's being in the energy of it. It's you're also giving to the event by being present and being live. And replay is good too, but live is always amazing. So, and if anybody has a platform that they have an interview or something like that, Jamie, are you open to doing other interviews? And yeah.
Oh yeah, write all the articles you want. You want to put me on TV, let's do it. I don't care. So long as your intentions are unconditionally loving and within gratitude and integrous with the event, I am thrilled to have any form of conversation in order to get the word out. This is what's most important.
Yes. Okay. Anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
I love you all unconditionally. If someone hasn't told you that today or ever, know that you are worthy of it and that gratitude is for everyone. So anytime that you need support in remembering gratitude or remembering that you are worthy of unconditional love, feel free to reach out to me. And Jennifer, I love you unconditionally. You know that. And I'm so grateful for this opportunity. Please, everyone, check out all the amazing things that Jennifer is doing, because being in her space and her energy and connecting within her network is transformative and it's meaningful. And if you're looking for a home to thrive, that's a home for you to thrive in.
Thank you so much. I received that. Thank you. And that was such a beautiful message. I'm like, too bad that we couldn't just come and cut you. You like cut me out and then just do you could do it on the cell phone and post that to people, and just because there are people that need that love every day and they don't get it from wherever they're wanting it from, even from themselves. So thank you for sharing that. And let's just recap one more time. Global Gratitude March, everyone, happening online September 21st, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4-hour event. Lots of amazing activities available, family-friendly event. Wear green. I love that, like, we just both were, you didn't tell me to wear green today. That just happened. It's one of the colors I wear the most because it is the heart chakra. And it also is complementary to my skin color. So I'm like, there's multi-purpose there. And you can check out more at the actual website, which is wake-in.com/global-gratitude-march. # #. I call it the pound sign, but people don't know the pound sign if they didn't have a rotary phone. All right. Thank you, Jamie, so much. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for being you. You're amazing. You're phenomenal. And this is going to be a great event, and it's going to create ripples across the universe because it's global. And this is just the beginning, right? I'm so excited to watch this grow and grow and grow. And I know as a person who puts on events, how much work goes behind the scenes of it. So thank you to you and all of the team, every single person that's helping you to put this together. This is a big thing. And I don't know that people always realize that. They're used to just showing up to events and the magic happening, but there's so much coordination and all the things that go into their communication, marketing, promotions. You're everything, right? So thank you for being all of that and bringing everybody together, for you being the heartbeat. So
thank you.
Yes, we appreciate you. Thank you, everyone. Hope to see you there, and we will see you soon. Have an amazing